Welcome to Wind Down and Focus. We are Annette and Christina, photographers with over 15 years of experience in portraits, branding, and senior sessions. We're here to share everything we've learned along the way.
We focus on creating genuine, memorable moments through the lens and can't wait to bring you tips, stories, and behind the scenes from our photography journeys.
Each episode, we'll chat about photography tips, stories, and fun, all while sipping wine.
So grab a glass, sit back, and join us for some casual conversation, laughs, and photography goodness. Let's wind down and focus.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 25. We are titling this one Imposter Syndrome, Why We Feel Like We Just Aren't Good Enough. I'm hoping a lot of photographers will probably get some good insights out of this one. Welcome. We're at the Stone Summit Steakhouse in Wentzville, Missouri, recording right now. The bar atmosphere, yes, we are in the bar. It's the best place in Wentzville for happy hour. They have a great wine list, so we're excited to come to you from here.
Yes, my favorite dish here is the salmon. I always get that with the double Brussels sprouts. So good. I actually had the opportunity to photograph their food recently, which was a fun experience. Aaron, the manager, is amazing to work with. So was Justin, the social media dude. The bartenders are always amazing. Christina is always very attentive to us.
Not me, Christina. There's
Yes.
the bartender.
There's another Christina. Imagine that.
There's another one in the world.
There's another one. I don't think she's as crazy, but she's still fun. And it's the perfect place if you want wine, happy hour, food, girls' night, date night. They're coming up on their 10th anniversary. So on the 23rd, they're going to have from 5 to 8 a complimentary appetizers here. So if you're local, you need to come check that out.
Definitely. I think I'm free that night, so that'll be my plan.
Yeah, it's a very cool atmosphere for sure.
Awesome.
And it's always good to support local businesses. So.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some wine.
Mm-hmm.
I looked on their wine menu and their appetizer menu, and we came up with a wine we've never had that me just coming here in general, I've never had. So this was exciting. It is the Meow Meow Malbec.
Not a kitty cat.
It's spelled Miau. So Meow Meow Malbec. And it's really good. I forgot to look at our list, but I don't think we've done a Malbec yet. If we have, it's only been one other time.
Yeah, we might have. It's probably one.
I will say when it comes to Malbecs, if you're at a restaurant and you just want their most affordable glass of wine, you don't want to go out crazy or anything like that, but you don't want their house cab or house Merlot. I feel like if there's a Malbec on the list and it's reasonably priced, Malbec is always a very consistent wine. You always know what you're getting with it in a good way. That's my take on Malbec. Yes. So this wine is from Mendoza, Argentina. It is a playful, approachable, and doesn't take itself too seriously wine, which is fitting because today's episode is all about the imposter syndrome and learning not to take that critical voice in our heads so seriously. So there you go.
Yeah.
It all came around. So Mendoza sits on the foothills of the Andes Mountains and is considered the heart of Malbec production. The combination of high elevation, warm sunny days, and cool mountain nights allows the grapes to ripen slowly, developing deep fruit flavors while maintaining good acidity. In this particular wine, we will notice a beautiful deep ruby purple color. On the nose, we're going to expect aromas of ripe blackberry, plum, black cherry, and blueberry, followed by some subtle notes of cocoa, vanilla, and a touch of black pepper. It's medium to full-bodied with soft, velvety tannins, making it incredibly smooth and easy to drink. So, what'd you think?
That was good. Yeah, it's very smooth.
Yeah.
And I definitely taste the berries and I taste the black pepper at the end, which I would never have guessed that until you said that. But
correct. Yeah, I agree. Good. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely got the
it must be popular because
smells.
they didn't have any more bottles. So.
I know. Yes, they don't have any more till Wednesday, so we got the last ones. One of the reasons Malbec has become so popular is that it delivers a bold flavor without the aggressive tannins that some Cabernets can have. It's rich enough for a steak, but it's approachable enough for someone who's just starting to explore red wines. That's why that kind of makes sense. Why it's a good, consistent one to have. So the appetizer that we got to pair with it was their baked brie. Their particular baked brie is topped with honey pecans, cranberries on a crostini, and it's it tastes delicious.
Yes,
With
it is.
By the way, if you don't like brie with honey, there's something wrong with you because it is the best flavor combination ever. So the creamy brie softens the wine's tannins while the honey and the cranberries highlight the Malbec's juicy, dark fruit flavors. The toasted pecans complement the wine's hints of cocoa and spice, creating a pairing that's rich, balanced, and incredibly satisfying. It's one of those combinations where every bite makes the next sip taste even better.
Yes.
So yeah, we liked it. We definitely, you kind of said this first, and I agree with you that it didn't change the taste of the wine, but it just tasted good with the wine.
Right. It paired well. I didn't notice a huge, I mean, maybe it was a tad smoother, but not, nothing.
Not like we've had in the past. Where
Right.
there's
It
a
wasn't
real
a big,
clear.
whoa
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
It just paired well with it.
Yes. So a fun fact, Malbec actually originated in France, but it was Argentina that made it famous. Today, when most wine lovers hear the word Malbec, they immediately think of Argentina, even though the grape's roots are French. I mean, I thought that was a really interesting fact, but then I think about it, I'm like, well, didn't all wine somehow come from France and Italy? Like, and it just like dispersed from there.
I don't know. Maybe.
So there you go. There you have it, guys. That is our wine for the day. So let's get on to the show.
Perfect. Okay. So we are going to talk about imposter syndrome. What is imposter syndrome? Have you ever felt like you don't belong, wondered if you're actually good enough, thought your success was just luck, or compared yourself to everyone else?
The definition for imposter syndrome is the feeling that your success isn't deserved, even when the evidence says otherwise. Did you know around 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at some point in their lives? It affects entrepreneurs, artists, executives, doctors, teachers, and students alike.
Yes. So why I wanted this topic. So we had discussed topics and I brought this one up to Christina because lately, just like I think everybody on a daily basis kind of, especially with our scrolls and everything, it affects you. But lately, just with me learning the commercial photography, trying to learn video, I do a lot of comparing to the people I've been doing it for a while. And is it good enough to what I'm seeing them doing it? I just want to be there already. But that imposter syndrome kicks in and, that's no fun. So I've noticed lately that no matter what I accomplish, my brain immediately focuses on what I didn't do. Do you ever do that?
Yes, I feel that it's funny that people assume after you photographed weddings for as long as I have, close to 20 years, that I don't question myself anymore.
Right.
But honestly, after I leave a wedding, and especially after I deliver a gallery, my brain still finds like the one moment in the day that didn't go well, or one moment in the day that I wish would have gone better. So it definitely, and I still to this day, like, especially on wedding days, because it's such an intense, stressful day. On the drive there, I kind of get like butterflies in my stomach, and I kind of, my husband's always driving with me because he's anxious with me, and he's like, "Are you having your moment?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm having my moment," where I just get super nervous as if it's like my first wedding ever.
Yeah.
And I've always told him, like, I think that's good. I think the day where I don't have that happening, then I'm not trying.
Yeah.
I don't know if not trying hard enough is the right term to use, but I feel like it's good to have that fear a little bit to kind of like, it spurs me on and makes me want to like.
Well, it's probably the unexpected. You have a plan on how it's going to go, but it's not always.
Yes.
Like one of the other things would be the things that you can't control, like the weather or certain locations that they might pick that are not ideal for lighting, etc.
I definitely feel it. We all feel it.
That's for sure. The signs that you might have it would be downplay compliments. That I do that a lot. Think you just got lucky. Feel like everyone knows more. You compare yourself constantly. I do that one too.
And you have a fear of being found out. You feel guilty for charging for your work. You
Yep,
have
one too.
you have perfectionism is good, but like crazy perfectionism. Overthinking everything, definitely me, and never feeling ready.
Yeah, I would say those are all pretty good ones. So which one hit you the hardest?
So the one that hit me the hardest, two of them did, but the one that really did was feeling guilty charging for my work. That's definitely hit me over the years. It's something that's always been in the background of my.
It's hard to make that
system.
jump. And and I've
absolutely.
watched you struggle with that.
And it's not because I don't think I'm not good enough, but because I know how expensive weddings and family photos, how much of an investment they are for people. And I always want my clients to feel like that they got more than they paid for, I want them walking away thinking like, well, that was a lot of money kind of thing. I want them thinking like that was worth the money.
Right, but you also have to value your yourself and your
Yes.
time. And so
Yes.
it's where you have to start thinking about you and not necessarily your clients. And then just you
And
attract your clients. And I've watched you struggle with that. So yeah, I would say that's definitely one of yours.
I have to remind myself that they're not just paying me to show up with a camera. They're paying me for my experience, knowing how to handle my lighting situations, the timelines on the wedding day. I'm really good at sticking to a timeline.
Yeah.
Being able to handle any kind of weather that gets thrown our way, keeping people calm, then editing those images, all the things. It took years and years to get to this point.
Yeah.
Then the only thing I was going to say is when it comes to perfectionism, it's one of those things where we've worked hard to where we get, but at the same time, you set impossible standards for yourself. So and you do this a lot. I'm sure you're going to talk about this here in a minute, but like constantly overanalyzing one image because it's not perfectly right when that client has no idea that you spent so much time doing
it. Yep. Yeah. I would say mine would definitely be the perfection and then comparing yourself. And she's right. I will take an image and just nonstop because the color tone might be off. Or today I edited a whole series of images and they were from a very sunny day. There was no shade at the park that they picked. The time of day that they wanted was not ideal, but this is what they wanted versus my recommendation. And so editing those pictures, A, was not fun. B, it's like that's when you start to feel not perfect enough. You start to feel not good enough because you know better, but at the same time, you're doing the best you can with the best circumstances. And I remember this session, like just trying to find one little shaded spot by a tree line. But we still had like hot spots coming in everywhere on the grass and trying to edit those all off. But yeah, I will spend a lot of time to take every one of those out and make it look perfect. There was even the client removed the little snack pack from the kid's hand. So I was trying with the AI and it kept putting like a big toe on as a thumb.
instead of just putting hands
And I was
there.
getting so frustrated. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to do this myself because AI is not doing it. And
That's when you say, like, you know what? That's a fun little part of the story of that photograph.
right.
The only way we could get little Sally to cooperate was with her holding that
Little
thing of snacks.
Yeah, the little fruit snacks. But yes, I would definitely say that. And I do compare myself on a daily basis because that, Facebook and Instagram, it's there. And whether you want to see it or not, it comes across your feed and it makes you question, am I good enough? Am I as good as this person? It sucks. But that's kind of what, everybody has to go through at some point.
That's right.
And constantly.
That's
so
right.
Why does it happen? Our brains knows negative more than they do positive. So social media, like I just said, shows up in everyone's highlight reels. We compare our beginnings to someone else's 20 years of knowledge. So for like you and I, we've been in the business for over 15 years, yet I will still see younger people stuff coming in and question, am I still, in style? Am I still like, why are they hitting it? Are we outdated? Are we old? So I feel like that happens a lot.
Age is definitely a factor. Age goes through my mind about how I could be a lot of these seniors' mother.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think just with the new ones, they relate with the younger ones a lot better. So maybe, so I look at it that way, well, I'm old. I'm just not as cool anymore.
Right.
All that stuff, which is another reason I've discussed stepping away from seniors because the market, one, is so oversaturated. And two, I'm getting older. So maybe I'm not that cool anymore. I don't know. I struggle with that a lot.
Hey, and if we aren't that cool anymore, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. So, research has shown that high achievers often experience imposter syndrome more because they continually raise their own standards. It often increases when you're doing something new, stepping outside your comfort zone, or going into a bigger role. Ironically enough, people who care deeply about doing good work are often more likely to experience it than people who don't do good work.
Yeah.
So, there you have it, right
maybe,
there.
maybe I am good at it. I think it's a good and healthy comparison, but at some point when it's actually you need to unfollow the pages, I've had to do that with a lot of photographers that just annoy me or it brings me down and then I'm in a funk. Or stop scrolling, detach from it all, put blinders up. Don't stop looking at that stuff and only look at the positive stuff that you want to look at. And that will also help you concentrate on what you truly want versus looking at everybody else's stuff thinking, oh, I need to be doing this. Oh, I need to be doing that. But that way you're doing what you want to do
Yes.
and how you want to do it. I was listening to a podcast today with the Olympic. It was on Mel Robbins. You should watch it. It's really awesome.
Yep. Everybody loves Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
Right.
And she was saying you can look at somebody that you admire and you take the meat and leave the bones. So you look at somebody that's doing really well and you admire where they're at, but you don't need to take everything. You need to take something from them that works for your business that you love about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And leave the bones and the rest of the crap.
Okay.
So
I like
that
that.
was a pretty interesting thing that I liked that she said. But yeah. So, all right. So personal stories. So I'm going to talk about, let's see, nearly 20 years of photographing. Still questioning yourself, seeing another photographer's work, wondering if you're good enough. I think we kind of pinpoint a lot of that stuff. I mean, it's just a constant with us. And I think there's more and more photographers nowadays coming out the woodwork. So it's making it harder to be seen and feel like you're doing a good enough job. And I'm competing. So
I keep
so many
thinking
people.
like back when I was that new photographer, I feel like there weren't that many. Like, is it just me? Was I ignorant to the fact that I was one of many back then also? Or is there
No.
really that many more nowadays?
I think there's more nowadays because of the digital world and the social media. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
shoot, some are even taking it with their iPhone. Yeah. I mean, so it's just, and I love that there's that creativeness out there and it's still going. It's just, it's trying to find your niche that isn't oversaturated and that you can get income from. Right. So you can't really just narrow down on one thing that you love to do. You have to kind of scope it
Which is
out.
why you have to be willing to pivot, which you
Yes.
have done.
Yeah. I think time and time again over the years, I have had to consistently change how things run because, and that might be, I successfully learned an area and now I was ready to grow and learn in another area. And that's, and another thing on this podcast that was really good is failure is a learning lesson. So in each of the times that maybe I failed at a shoot or failed at something, I took that lesson and said, I'm going to do better and took it to the next shoot or whatever. Just like when you and I were learning lighting, that was, I didn't sit there and just throw my hands up. So I can't do this.
I wanted to.
You're
I think
right.
I actually technically did, but I went back. I got back into it.
Right. But it's that learning kind of drives you and you have to like kind of put that comparison aside and say, I'll get there. Yeah.
For me personally, when I started photographing pets, I felt like I did kind of feel like a complete beginner again because I had to think differently. And I've been diving deeper into the more creative side of it and new editing techniques. And it's kind of humbling when you're starting like a whole new genre.
Right. And the lighting can be totally different.
Yes. Like lighting an animal is different than lighting a human face.
That's how I am with food. Yeah.
Yes. And the light goes around the fur differently than our skin tones and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of humbling in a way because it makes you like think back to your roots and like, okay, but I can do this.
Yeah.
For me also, when it comes to weddings, even after all these years, I'll see another wedding photographer post this amazing wedding portrait, especially if it's at a venue that I work at a lot. And I'm like, God damn it. He just won the picture of the year at that venue. Or like, like that's what'll go through my head. And I'll think like, like I'm falling behind. I'm not as good as them and this and that. But I have to remind myself that I don't know the background of that image. I don't know how many it took for them to get that image or what they maybe, how much editing went into it, or I just have to take a step back and tell myself that, hey, it's okay that they might have that amazing image. I still have it in me to do that as well. Right. And I shouldn't let it like fester in me that like, that's the best one that's ever going to happen. Right. I can still do that at that same venue and still get something else from a different area,
Yeah.
And have that photographer say that about me.
I could have used AI.
Right.
But I mean, and you don't know their story. Maybe their story, maybe they've been doing it for a long time and they're just further along and, but they had struggles as well.
Very true. So some things that people don't talk about. Success does not eliminate self-doubt, and confidence isn't a finish line. Everybody feels behind in something. Most successful people still question themselves, and nobody has it figured out, honestly.
Yeah. No, I love this part, reframing thoughts. So I do a lot of affirmations. Your subconscious mind is so powerful. So our subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's true and what we repeatedly tell ourselves. So that would be that, that little voice in your head that you're listening to that's so negative. You don't want your subconscious to hear that. But if you think you're terrible, your brain starts looking for proof, right? So a lot of times, instead of saying I'm not good enough, you can say I'm still learning. Or instead of saying they're better, they've just had different experience.
Perfect. Yeah. Like, I'll never get there. Instead, you should be saying to yourself, I'm getting there. Or instead of saying the world's against me, ask, what can I learn from that? Or if you want to say, what if I fail? How about saying instead, what does a future version of me do? Make it more positive.
And
reframe
your
it.
subconscious mind to understand this stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of things here in a moment, but what I have learned to do is at night before you go to bed or in the morning when you're first waking up, that's when your subconscious mind is the most absorbent. And that's when you want to, like, I'll lay in bed before I go to sleep and I just say my affirmations, and you have to, not say, I wish I was, but say it as I am this, or I am moving towards this. I am an amazing photographer. I am
This will
financially,
happen. Yeah.
successful versus, sitting there saying I can't, whatever.
I love
But
that.
that's a good time to do is when you're going to sleep and when you first wake up, just do those affirmations in your head. And that's when your subconscious mind is going to be the most absorbent to all that stuff.
Okay. I will do that. I like that.
Right.
So, practical things that can help. Celebrate your small wins, especially if you're into journaling, keeping a win journal that you can kind of write down in. Ask trusted people that you have in your life for feedback. Limit your comparison on social media. Put up those blinders or unfollow the people that aren't helping you with this thought process, And remember where you started. Look at your old work and just keep learning. Maybe not look at your old work.
It definitely makes you see where you came from, your starting, and it will make you appreciate where you are now. I can tell you that. I'm doing a senior right now who I had, I did her newborn pictures. Sue was one of my first newborns. And I look at those pictures and they're just the most terrible thing in the world. Not just the baby, just the lighting. Right. Yes. Anyway, so some other ways would be take action before confidence arrives. So just do it. Stop daydreaming. That's another thing I've had to put. Instead of sitting there and constantly thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Just do it. Just for me, it's like when I wanted to learn the food, I kept thinking, oh, I need this, I need that, I need to do this on the website. No, I just need to go in the basement and start practicing and apply it. Right. Instead of watching another YouTube, like just go apply it. So just go do it. Again, visualization is very important. So when you visualize, you want to see it, feel it, and do it daily. Like see what you want to be in that future self. And then make sure, again, do it when you're lying in bed. See yourself doing what you want to be doing and just really feel in that moment. And that really helps doing that. And then practice gratitude daily. So I'm always learning YouTube, online classes, workshops, conferences. I love to bounce things off my BFF here, Christina. She knows I'm always on those things. Watching. You need that friend that when you're down, they can offer the positive feedback. Christina does that a lot because I get my funks and I'm like, I did terrible. I did awful. They didn't respond. They don't like the images, anything. And
I just have to remind her, I'm like, they didn't respond because, they're busy doing something else. They're not thinking in their mind, oh my God, I didn't respond.
Or, I'm finding with the business side of things, I'm expecting somebody to say, oh, they're awesome or whatever. But
businesses won't do
different.
That.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. So you don't get that necessarily.
Because I like to, because that is my love language, is like telling me I'm doing good and giving me words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And if you're working for a business, there's no words of affirmation happening.
There's not. Yeah. So I struggle with that sometimes. Yeah. I'm huge into the affirmations, daily gratitude, visualizations. For sure.
Love it. Okay, so let's ask each other some questions. So my first question, and I'll answer it first, and then you can answer it.
Okay.
Yep. What's one compliment that's hard for you to believe? This one made me laugh. I told Chris this one, and he laughed too. So one compliment that's hard for me to believe is that I'm patient, especially with kids. I have parents that'll tell me, like, you were so patient and kind with them. Thank you so much. And I'm a kind person. So that one I can accept.
Yes.
But I'm not a patient person. But I turn it on when I need to turn it on. and I make it happen. And so but I have a hard time believing when they tell me I was patient that I actually was.
A lot of people think if you have kids, you're patient, right?
Right.
But I'm not patient with my own kids, but when I get around somebody else's kids to photograph them, I'm patient.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I have gotten that. And I think maybe it's just a woman thing. I don't think
Probably.
I'm not going to, not call you men out there. Anyway, yeah. So for me would be, again, I'm an amazing photographer. Like if I hear that from certain people, I don't necessarily believe it because I'm still in my perfectionist mind, not where I want to be.
Right.
So I don't take that statement.
Yep.
So, which then puts that negativity in my mind. So it's not
That is imposter syndrome 101 right there.
Yeah. I'm my own enemy for sure. Okay. So what's something you almost quit because of self-doubt? So I'll start with that one. So the food photography, I said I was learning, then I had to go down and apply it and I couldn't get the lighting right. And that's when I realized it's just a different type of lighting. It's not the same as your portrait, headshots. And so it requires different setups and different lighting. And so I just kept going, kept playing. I think I figured it out, but I'm still learning. But that's one of the things I was about ready to just throw my hands
Throw the towel in.
Yeah.
For me, I thought about this and I'm like, you know what? One thing that I have kind of quit it for a couple weeks at a time is marketing myself. I find it hard to market myself. There's been times where I've wondered if people are tired of seeing my work or if they're tired of hearing from me. I never want to be that person that puts so much out there that I get muted.
Right.
So I always want to stay in that fine
subscribe.
line. Yes. My sister mutes a lot of people. So, which is good for me to hear that because I hear, I'm like, okay, what was it that made you mute that person? And she'll say ABC. I'm like, okay, noted. Because I want to ride that line where I'm not annoying you so much. So anyway, then I just have analysis paralysis and I just don't do it.
Yep.
So,
makes sense.
Yeah, being consistent on socials is a hard thing for me to do. And I've definitely tried to take breaks from it, which isn't necessarily quitting it. But I mean, if I didn't have to do marketing ever again, I'd be so happy.
Yes. And it's, they have all these marketing must-haves that we're supposed to be doing and we're supposed to do all this. But at the same time, you don't want to burn people out on you.
Yeah.
But you also want them to know you're there.
Yeah.
So it's a very fine line to walk for sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, well then how about this question? When do you feel the most confident? For me, or actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you answer first. You go first.
Okay. I think it's when I'm in my element in shooting mode and I can see that image on the back of the camera and it's that wow image. Then I'm like,
we're in the zone. We're
in the zone and I could be there all day doing it.
Yeah.
Not that, I should.
Yeah.
But that's what really gets me. That's when I feel confident.
I agree. When I'm actually photographing before a session, I'll overthink everything.
Yeah.
And especially wedding day.
Right.
But once I have the camera in my hand and my client's in front of me, everything kind of gets quiet around you, like they say. And just our knowledge takes over and we know what we're doing and we're in the zone.
Yep. Yeah. Unless you have a technical issue and you freeze, but
oh God, yeah.
Which happens.
That happened to me
every once in a while.
Yesterday at my morning session.
Yeah.
I was down in my studio and quick little story. And I'm photographing. It was my cousin and my cousin's 1-year-old daughter.
Oh, yeah.
So that was made it less of an issue because it was my cousin. But my flash started like giving me that shutter line. I'm like, why is it giving me a shutter line? And finally I figured it out after about it took me like 5 minutes, which 5 minutes is a long time to have just a random client.
Like,
sitting
sorry.
down. So I'm like,
especially with a little kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But obviously it was fine with my cousin. But you know what it was? My adapter on my hot shoe was not plugged in far enough. So it wasn't fully communicating with the light. So I figured it out. I might have asked Chris for a little bit of help.
Yeah.
To be truly honest.
Can you turn everything off and back on?
Yes. So yeah. Anyways, go on. You go now.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Who encourages you? For me, I would say obviously my photographer friends and groups. And that's why when you go to conferences, you meet these people. And anytime I need encouragement, I reach out to all of them.
Definitely. Yeah. Having My first answer is my husband.
Right.
He's the first one reminding me to stop overthinking. He's very good at telling
He's
me
good
that.
at that. Yeah.
But then Annette, obviously, she's there for me. We're there for each other. So her and Chris are my number one go-tos in terms
Yeah.
of
Thank
like
you.
encouraging me. But yes, having that larger group
Mhm.
where ever since I've been doing more and more conferences and actually meeting more photographer friends a lot, mostly via you,
Yeah.
it really does give me so much more confidence.
It does.
It
Yeah.
really does. It's crazy that meeting your peers and talking with them and realizing like, oh, I can keep up a conversation with them. I know what they're talking about. Really gives you that courage of like, huh, maybe I am kind of good at what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they're there to support you too, not knock you down.
Exactly.
So that's a great thing about it.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay, so what is one thing you improved this year? Well, for me, it's working smarter. I've embraced AI with workflows,
Mhm.
with helping me do some of my editing, and basically just helping me be around the computer a little bit less.
Right. Yeah.
And that's been
It's been great for that.
definitely very helpful for me.
Yeah. I would say for me it would be the food for sure. Like I said, just trying to tackle that, and I'm trying to, just add it to my business services and do more of the business stuff. So I definitely think that was my goal to get that up and going. And
Yeah. It's been going great too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here.
We're here. Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. If fear disappeared tomorrow, what would you do?
Oh, okay.
Want me to answer? You want to answer?
You go.
Okay. So honestly, and fear was not a thing. I think I would photograph and video like highlight reels for restaurants.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because you're in your own, and it's for me, it's just fun. It's kind of like you with pets. Like you just get into it, or you have an idea. Like I've always loved cooking, and I used to try to take food pictures, but I was like, nobody's gonna ever buy that. I never thought outside the box or restaurants and all that stuff, so I just never did it. And I should have, because I would be 10 years further along than I am now. But see, yeah, that would be
Hindsight's always 20/20.
It is. Yeah, that would be mine. What's yours?
For me, if the fear disappeared tomorrow, I think I'd go more into teaching.
Yeah.
When I've had a couple younger kids, and by kids I mean they're still adults in their early 20s,
Right.
but
Yeah.
to me they're kids,
Yeah.
saying that they wanted to get into photography, and one girl was wanting to get into photography, and she came over to my studio and we spent a day photographing. I spent a little bit of an afternoon photographing her dog. I had another girl that worked out at my gym, and I took her. She came with me, and she kind of like watched me kind of do an elopement. It wasn't a full wedding, it was just like a little elopement. I really love teaching, but if you were to tell me I'm teaching a class at
No.
a seminar place, I'd be like, absolutely not. Like, I don't have the courage to do that. So if I had no fear, I definitely would love to teach. I love helping people and sharing what I have learned and what I know, but I have that little voice saying like, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. So if that fear disappeared and that voice disappeared, I would definitely look into education. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we kind of do it through the podcast, so that's
True. You're right. I didn't even think about
You know
that.
what's funny
I'm
is,
tapping
like,
into it right now.
You are. And it's funny because if you've ever, like, I've gotten an astrology reading and different types of readings done, and it always says I'm a teacher. And I'm like, I'm not a teacher. Like, I don't want to teach, but I just like, we do the podcast, and it's just like you, if anybody needs help, I'm always willing to help, but I don't want to teach a class.
Right.
So, but it's always funny that always comes up. I'm like, why does this keep coming up? Because I'm not a teacher.
It's there. It's in you.
So that's, I don't mind
think
helping
our
people.
personalities with the fact that we like to help and we like to like explain. Like if I know how to do it and you don't, I'll teach you how to. I'll explain to you how to do it. And there you go. By that default, we'd like to teach, I guess.
There you go. We're teachers.
So, last question: do you think imposter syndrome will ever completely go away? And for me, I do not think so. I think it just changes. Earlier in your career, you're afraid because you don't know enough. Later in your career, you're afraid because you know exactly how much there is still to learn.
Yeah.
The difference is experienced photographers, we just learn to keep moving anyways.
Yeah. I don't think it will either. I think we just keep evolving, and there's always something new to learn. So we're always going to be consistently comparing that new with what everybody else is doing. So, but in a way, that's a good thing because that means we're growing.
Exactly. Yep.
So we don't want it, but at the same time, it means that we're consistently moving towards a new goal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right. For you listeners, we're going to give you a challenge. So this week, what's one thing you've been avoiding because you don't feel ready? Do it anyway, not perfectly, just start.
Yep. I agree. Yes. Do it.
So to wrap up, I don't think overcoming imposter syndrome is about waking up one day completely confident. I think it's about becoming the kind of person who wants to show up anyway every day. So every journal entry, every affirmation, every uncomfortable conversation, every new skill I've learned, they've all been shaping me into someone who trusts herself a little bit more than she did yesterday. And maybe that's what confidence really is.
I love that. That says it really well.
Mhm.
Well, we want to give a big thank you to Stone Summit
Yes.
and the delicious Malbec that we had.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are local,
It is very good.
come to Stone Summit, have some of their wine. They're also a steakhouse. They make amazing steaks.
And salmon.
Yep. And
About ready to get me some.
come and visit. And if you've ever experienced imposter syndrome, send us a message. We'd love to hear your story and highlight it on a future podcast. So yeah, feel free to reach out to us. We are here for you.
And we're still accepting anybody wants to be on the podcast.
Yes.
Taking-
Yes. If you want to be interviewed, let us know. Send us
Yeah.
something. Tell us where you
Or
are.
if you have a location you'd love us to come to our
That too. Yeah.
podcast.
And we are not opposed to road trips either.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
just
come
tell
to
our families like, sorry. Yeah, we got to go on a road trip for a podcast.
Yep.
It's all good.
It has to be a beautiful destination.
Yeah. All right. Until next time.
Yes.
Cheers.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Wind Down and Focus. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode full of photography tips, stories, and of course, some laughs.
Thanks for hanging out with us, and remember, whether you're behind the lens or in front of it, keep having fun and capturing those unforgettable moments.
Catch you next time as we sit, chat, and focus on what makes photography awesome.
Before we go, can you do us a small favor? Go online right now and share this episode with one friend who you think will love it. And while you're at it, we'd love for you to leave us a review. It really helps us reach more photographers like you. Also, don't forget to check out the show notes. We've got a free guide waiting for you when you subscribe. It's called 5 Ways to Get More Photography Clients, and it's packed with actionable tips to help you grow your business. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time on Wind Down and Focus.